Going to go ahead and place a selection of images in the featured blossom area. So we're going to zoom in using our zoom tool. We're going to zoom in to the columns with featured blossoms to the left. We're going to go ahead and go up to File, Place, and we're going to place all of the first 6 images. So we're going to click on the first one, and then we're going to hit Shift, and we're going to click on 6, and that selects all 6 of the images. So we're going to hit Open, and you'll notice that the pointer in the image, you'll see the image, but you'll also see the number 6, and that says that there are 6 images loaded into this pointer. So we're going to come up to the upper left of the third column from the right and go to the top margin. We're going to click and we're going to drag, and our one image frame we need to convert to 6 image frames to place all of the images simultaneously. So we're going to click on the right arrow on the keyboard twice, and when we do that, you'll see a preview of the columns that are being created. Now we're going to do rows. We're going to click on the up arrow once. That gives us 2 rows with 3 columns, and you'll see kind of the frames of the images. And what we want to do is we want to come over and make the text frame, and I'm still clicking and dragging. I want to bring the right side of the frame all the way to the right side of the column on the right hand side. And I'm going to go ahead and bring it right down to just above the flower names, and let go. So that places all 6 images simultaneously. Okay, now we can resize and make the images fit much better within each frame. So now we're going to resize and reposition each image within each frame so it looks more consistent. Right now the images are, the shape and the proportions are all over the place. So we're going to go ahead and fix that. Okay, so we're going to make sure we have the black selection tool or the selection tool selected, and we're going to deselect. So we're going to click on the pasteboard and then come over to the rows, the first image. We're going to click on the content grabber or the circle within the middle of the frame. Okay, we're going to go ahead and reposition this one manually. So we're going to, once we've selected the image with the middle circle, the content grabber, it highlights the image itself, and we're going to come over here and click on the right bottom corner, and we're going to hit Shift, and we're just going to click and drag and bring the corner to the edge, the bottom edge of the frame. Do the same thing for the top, hit Shift in the left upper corner, and we're going to resize the image so it fits within the frame. And now our image can also move the image over so that both blooms are being shown. Okay, that looks pretty good. Next, we're going to go to the top middle. That would be the foxglove. We're going to click on the content grabber. This time we're going to click on the middle handle, and we're going to click holding Shift, and we're going to scale up our image. Same with the right. Hold Shift, and we can scale the image and place it however we want. If we want to make it higher or lower, we click on the content grabber, and we can hold Shift and move the image up or down. And I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to click off of it to deselect it. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and resize the last image. I'm going to hit Shift, click on the content grabber, hit Shift, and do the upper right corner and resize the image to fit within the frame. Same thing, bottom left, holding Shift, and I'm clicking and I'm dragging and making sure the image fits within the frame. And that looks pretty okay. I might move it over just a little bit, so I'm going to click on the center content grabber circle, click, Shift, and move over so that it looks better placed within the frame. Okay, so now we're going to fix the bottom 3. We can click on the first image in the bottom left, and we're going to click on Object, Fitting, Fill Frame Proportionally, and it does it automatically. It looks pretty good, but then I think we need to go in and sort of fix it so it's more centered within the frame. I'm going to hit the content grabber, click, I'm going to hold Shift so it moves in a line, and bring it over so it's more centered within the frame. That looks a little bit better. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing for the lily stargazers. I'm going to click Object, Fitting, Fit Frame Proportionally. That looks pretty good as is. Do the same thing for the calla lily. Object, Fitting, Fit Frame Proportionally. This one I'm going to move over just a little bit. That looks pretty good. Okay, now we're going to wrap text around an image. So we're going to go to View, Fit Spread in Window. We're going to click on our Pages panel, and we're going to click on page 3, and that brings up the Flowering Perennials page. And we're going to place an image. We're going to go to File, Place, and we're going to bring in the Bleeding Heart image. So click on Bleeding Heart PSD and click Open. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and place it. We're going to click and drag, and we're going to bring it in about halfway into that column. We're going to click on, make sure that the flower image is selected with our black selection tool. And in the control panel at the top, there are these buttons here that when you mouse over it says no text wrap, and then text wrap around bounding box. So we want to wrap the text around the image, so we're going to go ahead and click on wrap text around the bounding box. And what it does is it literally wraps the text around the box or the frame that holds the image, which is cool. However, we want to go to a step further. We want to make sure that the text actually wraps around the image of the flowers. So we're going to go to Window, and we're going to go to Window and Text Wrap. We're going to click on Text Wrap, and that gives us options for how the text wraps around the image. And right now it's wrapping just around the frame. We want it to wrap around the image itself. So it has been wrap around the bounding box. We are actually going to make wrap around the object shape, so it can detect what the image is within the text frame. So we're going to click on Wrap Around Object Shape button, and you can see that the text now wraps around the image. It looks cool, but it's too tight to the image itself, so we can adjust that. Under the contour options, we're going to detect edges. In the wrap options, we're going to choose right side. We're going to enter 0.125 in the top offset field. 0.125. I had to click the right side again to apply my 0.125 wrap. So now we've noticed that the text is actually wrapping around kind of that 0.125 field around the actual image. So now it's a much more comfortable wrap, and the text looks a lot better. Okay, we can go ahead and click on black selection tool and click off of our image. Now we can go ahead and hit save. We can go ahead and close the text wrap panel.